Walmart partnered with Hasbro and commissioned an entire line from them, and they got 2 new molds out of it, one of which is short packed, so yeah, that's a lot of exclusives, and I think they need to just calm down, because it's becoming a bit too much. I'd like to be able to walk into any store and pick up a toy at some point, please. One of those 2 molds that's gonna be hard to get is Override here, and huge thank you to Ultra Primal on YouTube for finding one of these for me. Thank you so much. I'm a huge Unicron trilogy like nut, so this just hits that sweet spot for me. I was so excited for this figure. Starting off in alt mode, because the comparison between the original, I want to save the robot one because it's a lot more funny. The car here is really cool. My dad looked at it and said it looked like Speed Racer immediately, and I thought that was kind of funny. It just looks like Override. This is exactly what I would have wanted from a new one. And the colors, the line work, I love the gold, I love the clear red wheels, the windshield, the gun hiding in the back. She has the blast ports on the back too, so she can do boosts and stuff. It's just great. They kept a lot of the details from the original on this, like the offset port on the top of the car, on the gun, the head poking out, the knee pads on the side, the shaping. I love all of it. She also rolls super well. Like, it's crazy how well this thing rolls. There isn't much else to say about the car. I mean, one thing that does bother me a little bit is you can't flip the guns forward like you could on the original while it's in car mode. Kind of wish you could do that so she could have like guns in her car, but oh well. I'm gonna transform this thing on camera because I actually want to show you a couple things because I wasn't expecting literally any of it. So I didn't look at or watch anything before getting this figure because I wanted to experience it for myself. And it does some really interesting things. The legs kind of transform how you would expect them to. It's not exactly the same as this, but it's a little bit similar. But the arms do something really interesting. So to start with, well, I'm gonna remove the gun. You don't have to do this, but I'm gonna take it out. Then you want to split the legs and just bring them down, all Combiner Wars like. Fold this panel up, fold out the feet, and fold that around. Do the same on this side. Fold this up, fold out the foot, close it up, clip it in. See, that's pretty straightforward, right? That does what you would pretty much expect it to do. Then we get to the arms, and I'm gonna zoom in for this. So they're on a very interesting set of joints back here. So the shoulders come out just like the original toy, except without the spring-loaded thing, where they just sort of fold out and around, just like that. But then you have all these hinges in here. And so this folds down all the way like that to give you this hilarious looking thing. But then these are on sliders. I wasn't expecting to see slider joints like this. I normally see these on third party, not on official Hasbro Takara stuff, but here we are looking at slider joints. So that was just really neat to see. You flip that up and then you just bring this down and that's Override. Not the most difficult conversion in the world to do, but it is definitely interesting. There she is. I mean, in all honesty, it's better than this. Because while that's cool, that causes a lot of problems. This works. This works so much better than the original. Look at the original. And then look at the new one. I really don't like the original because mine hates standing. It's really loose. The gimmick kind of ruins a bit of the stability of the toy. It's just, the new one is just immensely more solid. And obviously it will be. It's a modern update to a really old Unicron trilogy toy. So the only new deco here that gets exposed from transformation is stuff on the arms and the head, but it works quite well. I do like the bits of gold. It feels very mid-2000s. The red and white work, and then that gold swoops in and just makes everything look more stunning. Proportions though, she's a bit wonky. Like the legs are really long and the bottoms of the legs are just bell bottoms, but it ain't horrible. The heel spurs look like they're supposed to combine with something. Like the way that they're shaped and stuff, it feels like they're meant to clip into something, but I don't know, there's nothing indicating in any toy's instructions that she combines with anything. The best part to me though is the gun. It comes off the back and folds out to form her blaster, like the old one did, but it's tooled in such a way that you can take the original Cyberplanet keys and plug it into the back, just like the original. And I absolutely love that. But why did they not do that on Metroplex? I don't know. I just think it's really neat that she has CyberKey compatibility, and it bums me out even more that you can't do that in the alt mode because the guns don't fold forward. Whatever. Her posing is pretty damn good for all of her shapes. Like the way the legs look, it appears as though they aren't dynamic, but they can be quite flexible when it comes to posing. The joints are super solid too. Nothing feels loose or floaty. Everything feels secure and solid, except for the waist. The panel on the back here blocks the waist swivel, and that's just a little bit annoying. You can get a little bit of a waist swivel, but not enough to make it useful. So shame. I'm pretty happy with this figure overall though. It's a lot of fun. I'm so glad we're getting more Unicron Trilogy toys. According to Amazon, Starscream ships out on the 25th of August. I highly doubt that, but we'll see. That'll be cool to get Armada Starscream. I definitely recommend one of these if you can find it, because it's an exclusive and it's going to be a bit difficult. Like, I wasn't able to find it myself. Somebody helped me with it, so good luck, I guess. Exclusives are fine. I understand why they're there. They're there to please the retailers, so they keep buying more contracts off you. But every once in a while, I'd like to be able to buy an override at Toys R Us rather than Walmart. Right? Like, you know what I mean? It needs to not be this many exclusives. Exclusives used to be decos, right? Like, you had the Walmart exclusive decos for Dark of the Moon. Like, the first one that comes to mind is that Sideswipe mold. That was great. Wasn't a new character, so wasn't highly sought after, but if you wanted it, you knew where to get it, Walmart. But now they're just taking characters and molds and shoving them in stores, and it's become so hard to get. Earthrise Soundwave is a great example because he became Netflix Soundwave, and we never saw his mold ever again until maybe the Shattered Glass one, who knows? It doesn't need to stop, it needs to calm down with the exclusives. But that's my look at Transformers Legacy Override. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.